Hey web surfers, you've gone to YouTube and now you found me. I'm Ken's Chaos and welcome to my channel. Hello guys and Happy New Year. Welcome to 2015 on Ken's Chaos. So I've decided to do the 2014 tag, or the New Year tag as I'm going to call it, because I'm going to try and do it every year. I've got 10 different categories, and some of the things that I mention in this video may be things that I have only just discovered this year. They won't all be things that have come out of 2014. There'll be things that say, like, they might be a film that I've only just watched, or a book that I've only just read, even though they came out like 5 years ago or whatever. But anyway, let's get started. The first category is top 3 films of 2014. Number 3 is The Hunger Games, Catching Fire. Yes, I know Mockingjays come out and Catching Fire came out in like 2012, but I never got a chance to watch it. And then when I found out Mockingjay was coming out, I thought, right, I've got to watch this. So I watched Catching Fire. And it was an amazing film, and now I am determined to go and see Mockingjay at some point. Number 2 is College Road Trip. This came out in 2008, so this was like ages ago. But I watched this yesterday because there was nothing on television that I was interested in, so I watched College Road Trip instead, and I found it amazing because it's just a really fun film. And I like his sassy daughter. And number 1, what can you expect but The Fault in Our Stars? This actually came out this year, and now I have it on DVD as well. I got it on DVD for Christmas, and it's just an amazing film, and if you haven't seen it then I recommend you go and see it. So those were my top 3 films of 2014. The next category is top 3 songs of 2014. Number 3 is The Best Thing That Never Happened to You, which came out this year by We Are the In Crowd. I find it just an amazing, happy song, even though it's a bit sort of like, it's just sort of like, I'm the best thing that never happened to you, and it isn't going to happen. So, yeah. If you haven't heard the song, then I will input it about now.
Let you get away with thinking you're the cure. I think I'm in too deep, it's time to pull the cord.
Number 2 is Sing, which came out this year also, by Ed Sheeran. It's a very cool song, and this makes me happy, and I know all the words to the song, which makes me really, really happy because it took me ages to learn it. And I imagine you'll have all heard this song because it's been everywhere, but if you haven't, I'm going to input this one now.
It's late in the evening, lost on the side. I've been sad with you for most of the night, ignoring everybody here. We wish they...
And finally, number 1, this is the only one that didn't come out this year. It came out in 2013, and it's Anastasia by Slash. It's a really awesome song. I just love it so much, and it's the best song ever. I don't know why, but it is. So if you haven't listened to that one, then here you go. I am going to introduce you to the world of Anastasia by Slash.
Blood red sky on a desert road. Gotta make my way down Mexico. For what I did, I know that it was wrong.
Now it's the top 3 TV shows of 2014. 2 of these came out in 2014 and one of them originally aired in 1985. It's still on now, but it came out in 1985 for the first time, and it's amazing. So yeah, let's get on with it. Number 3 is The Flash. This is about a man who was affected by this particle explosion thing and basically became the Flash. He is a metahuman and he can run at the speed of light and goes around saving people, which I think is pretty cool if I'm honest. Number 2 is forever. This is about someone who is immortal, and he can't die because he is immortal. But every time he basically dies, he ends up in water naked, which is a bit of a problem for him, seeing as though he keeps getting caught by the police, even though he works for the police. He's like an autopsy guy who cuts people open and works out how they died. And we've just found out, this is a spoiler, I'm sorry if you watch this, but you'll probably have already seen it anyway, but his counsellor wants to kill him. Everyone thinks he's mental because he's immortal, and his counsellor wants to kill him. I don't trust counsellors anymore. And number one is a 1985 show, Neighbours. It's the best TV show ever, and I love it so much, and it's the only soap that I watch. But can you blame me? Really, it's so fun and happy. But now Susan's in a hole, and people are probably going to die at some point, and I can't wait for it to come back on Monday. I hated it stopping for 2 weeks for Christmas. But yeah, Susan's in a hole and people are probably going to die. Yay! So that was my top 3 TV shows for 2014. The next category is my top 3 memories from 2014. Memory 3 is going to Tenerife. We went to Tenerife in April and we haven't been for ages. And it's just really nice because it's like our second home to us there. And it was just a really nice holiday. And it was the last time we got to see some of our friends in a bar, because now we found out that they retired, and it's kind of sad, but I'm really glad that we got to see them in the bar before they retired, so I'm really happy about that. Number 2 is obviously starting YouTube. I mean, this has been a massive part of my life, and I dedicate my Fridays, my Saturdays and my Sundays, sometimes even my Mondays, to recording, editing, saving and uploading videos for you guys. And I just really hope you appreciate that, because I love doing it. YouTube will be my number 1 if something else really special hadn't happened this year. So number 1 is my cousin's wedding. They got married in Wales this year, and it was an amazing wedding, and I actually got to sing. I got to sing at their wedding, which was really gorgeous, like at the after party. The bride's sister sung in the church, and then I sung at the after party. I sung Just the Way You Are by Bruno Mars, which is kind of fitting. So those are my top 3 memories from 2014. The next category is 3 new things that I've tried in 2014. These are in any order whatsoever, but we're just going to go with it. The first thing that I have tried this year is talking to people on the internet. Yes, I've had like Facebook for years, and I've watched YouTube and commented on stuff, and I've had Twitter for a couple of years now as well, but I've never actually spoke to people off the internet. I've made some really close friends now from the internet, so I'm really thankful for doing that. The second thing that I tried this year is blogging. Once again, YouTube kind of speaks for itself, and I'm so glad that I started vlogging, because it's a place to share my feelings with you lot. And the third thing is GCSEs. Now, obviously, in 2014, I took my first lot of GCSEs. I got a B and a C, and that set me up for the future, really. So yeah, GCSEs, they may not have been something that I wanted to try, but I tried them anyway, and we got there. So those were 3 new things that I've tried in 2014. The next category is my top 3 fails. Number 3 is doing more exercise. I don't do a lot of exercise apart from the PE that I have to do at school, and I thought, right, I'm going to do some more PA. I didn't. That was a pretty big fail. Number 2 is doing things that I said I would do. Basically what I mean by this is saying that I'm going to do something and then never doing it. For example, in my room I have a poster that I was like, oh, I'm going to go and buy a frame for. This was like 6 months ago. It is still unframed. I really need to get a move on with that frame. Thanks, Dan Hal, for making me I'm going to try that again. Thank you, Dan Howell, for teaching me how to procrastinate. 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 Thank you for teaching me how to procrastinate. We got there eventually. And the first huge fail of 2014 is starting to self-harm. I was going through a really tough time and I'd tried everything and that was the only thing that I could think to do. I really regret doing it now, but yeah, I just hope that no one judges me for that, because it was really difficult for me, and I just hope that you accept me for my mistakes and my flaws, which unfortunately self-harming is one. So those were my top 3 fails of 2014. So the next category is my top 3 presents from 2014. These are all Christmas presents. Number 3 is the mood cube. I have batteries in this thing now. Look at it. It's so glowy and magical. This is what a mood cube is. It changes from red to yellow to orange to pink to purple to blue to lighter blue to green, and then back to red again. And I find it just really cool. So that's my 3rd favourite present of 2014. Then my 2nd favourite present is this Scotland shirt. Just fight with it. It's this Scotland rugby shirt. I didn't know that I was getting this, but then I got it and that made me really happy. And number 1 is all my Dan and Phil merch. This hat, the poster that's in here that I'm not even going to try and get out again because you should have watched my present haul and it was a struggle to get this back in. The calendar that's over there, the wristband that's on my wrist, all Dan and Phil merch, and I'm so damn happy. That's pretty clear why it's my favourite present of 2014. So those were my 3 favourite presents of 2014. The next category, which is category number 7, I think. No, category number 8. Yeah, category number 8 is my top 3 books of 2014. Book number 3 is 3 Girls and a Baby, which came out in 2013 by Rachel Sherrick. Anyway, I read that book, which is the first book in the series of 3 Girls and whatever, and it was just a really good book. I really enjoyed it. Now these 2, it was sort of a tie, but I've put one first and one second, and the only reason why I put the other one first is because of really who wrote it. But number 2 is The Fault in Our Stars, that came out in 2012 by John Green, because it's an amazing book, and I read it for the first time this year and I became instantly addicted. So, and number 1 is Girl on Line by Zoella, which came out this year. Now, I think The Fault in Our Stars and Girl on Line are equally amazing books, even though they're about something very different. But the reason why I chose Girl on Line is because I am so proud of Zoella. She's one of my inspirations for YouTube, and I am just so proud of her for putting up with all this hassle about ghostwriting and whatever, and I'm just so proud of her, and I love her so much, which is one of the reasons, and also I can really relate to Penny, who is the main character in it. So that's the reason why Girl Online is number 1 and The Fault in Our Stars is number 2. So those are my top 3 books of 2014. We're on to the penultimate question of my New Year's tag. So this question is about my New Year's resolutions for last year and how many I kept. So my New Year's resolutions from last year were do chores, clean my room more than once a year, help my parents out and read 35 books. I did not do all of them. I did 2 of them. I did clean my room more than once a year. I've cleaned it quite a lot actually. And read 35 books. I've read 37 this year. So I'm proud of myself for that. So those are my New Year's resolutions for last year and how many I achieved. The final question is New Year's resolutions for 2015 and how many I think I'm going to achieve. So, vlog frequently. YouTube. I'm really hoping I'm going to do that. Blog frequently. Yes, I have a blog. If you go to kenziechaos.blogspot.co.uk, you will find my blog. And I've only updated it once so far, but I'm going to try and update it again really soon. So yeah, it's going to be like... It's basically going to be like me vlogging to you only through words, so you can learn about my writing style and stuff like that. Do all my coursework as soon as possible. I've gotten a bit of trouble about this in the past week, but I'm going to try and do that. Never be afraid to share my opinion. I am quite afraid to share what I think about things with people. So like, say if someone said, what do you think of Doctor Who? Now I don't really like Doctor Who, but I will probably turn around and say, oh yeah, it's really good, because I'm scared of not being accepted for my opinion. So that's definitely a huge flaw of me. And the final thing is never pretend to be someone I'm not. This relates back to never be afraid to share my opinion, because I'm quite afraid of being judged for who I am and for what I like and the music I like and the way I dress and that sort of thing. So I need to learn not to be afraid of showing people who I really am and sharing my opinion with them. So how many do I think I'm going to achieve out of this year? Well, hopefully I'm going to achieve all of them, but definitely 2, which is blogging and vlogging. So yeah, let's see how this goes. Those were my New Year's resolutions for this year. That was a nice little chat, wasn't it, guys? So I tag all of you to do your own little New Year's tag and post a video response in the comments. And I also want you all to post your New Year's resolutions for this year and for last year, and how many you achieved and how many you hope to achieve. Let's compare New Year's resolutions and see whether you're better at keeping them than I am. So anyway, remember to check out my blog, kenziechaos.blogspot.com, I think. And I will see you next week. Goodbye, guys.